22 years ago, Keanu Reeves impressed fans across the globe in his role as Neo in the Matrix movie series. After the last part, which was released 18 years ago, the prospect of another sequel was not really promising. As has now been known for almost 2 years though, one of the two original masterminds of the trilogy, Lana Wachowski, is devoting her attention to a fourth part. Expectations couldn't be any higher, which is why in today's original, we will be compiling all the facts about The Matrix 4 thus far, as well as doing a bit of speculating regarding the plot. First, let's talk about the cast. As already mentioned, veteran star Keanu Reeves can once again show what he's got as Neo. Also back will be colleague Carrie-Anne as Trinity, and that despite the fact that they both originally lost their lives at the end of the Matrix Revolutions. Most likely, Jada Pinkett Smith will also rejoin the cast as Niobe, having played one of Zion's strongest fighters in the last two parts. Daniel Bernard is also expected to be seen again as Agent Johnson. Of course, many are wondering about the whereabouts of the Merovingian who, like his wife Persephone, played a major role in the film series. Lambert Wilson and Monica Bellucci could slip back into their roles, but this is not yet confirmed. All the more certain is an appearance by Aquaman star Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, who, according to the rumors, is supposed to embody a younger Morpheus. He himself was neither able nor allowed to comment on this in an interview with Entertainment Weekly, even though he would have loved to talk about The Matrix 4, as he said himself. If the rumors are true, it remains to be seen as to what will happen to the original Morpheus, who was played by Lawrence Fishburne. The 60-year-old affirms that he was not cast for The Matrix 4, which in turn increases the likelihood that Abdul-Mateen will indeed play a young Morpheus. Hugo Weaving will also have to say goodbye to his role as Agent Smith, as he was not asked to take part in the project either. Instead, there are two prominent newcomers, Neil Patrick Harris as well as Iron Fist star Jessica Henwick. Both are set to play important roles in the upcoming film. Also joining the cast are Jonathan Groff, Priyanka Chopra Jonas, Andrew Caldwell, Alan Hallman, and Stephen Graham. Now let's move on to the plot. In fact, there is absolutely no information whatsoever about what exactly the film will be about. The crux of the matter is, of course, the fact that Neo is alive, contrary to the events of the third movie. In the following, we would like to discuss some theories on how it comes to be that Neo is still alive, or rather alive again. The protagonist had to face his opponent Agent Smith in the Matrix Revolutions, resulting in the machines killing both Neo and Smith due to a power surge. By making this sacrifice, Neo has basically saved humanity and given it a more peaceful future thanks to his selfless act. Many fans support the theory that Neo was not really deleted. Those of you who are computer literate will know that it is extremely difficult to really delete something entirely from the digital world. Only a specialist could certainly retrieve a supposedly irrevocably removed file by means of individual fragments. Especially in the vast Matrix network, it is quite plausible that a version of the protagonist is actually saved somewhere in the data and could be brought back to life if necessary. This won't bring back his physical body, but within the Matrix, Neo could still exist. Next, the following aspect should not be disregarded: the possibility of time travel. We've known not just since the MCU that many movies like to build on the existence of different timelines. Particularly in the extremely complex world of The Matrix, time travel doesn't sound like an all-too-bold idea. This theory is backed by the signing of the presumably younger Morpheus, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, of course. The machines could take Neo and Trinity from the past, for example, and have them fight in the future. However, then one would have to explain somehow why the two look significantly older than prior to their death in the third part. Sure, they could also use various tricks to rejuvenate the actors, but we consider that rather unlikely. Another really interesting theory is that Keanu Reeves is not going to play Neo at all, but instead the next version of the Chosen One. After all, after the reset of the old simulation, we don't know exactly what the new one is supposed to look like. Hence, Reeves could easily play Neo's successor, a completely new character in a completely new role, so to speak. The Chosen One could then take longer to understand what's happening around him this time. It's kind of a bizarre idea, but one that isn't all that far-fetched. Finally, we'll introduce you to the theory of Neo's immortality. In the first The Matrix part, Neo impressively shows how he can heal himself from a bullet wound. Sure, you could argue that this is no longer possible once the source's power in Neo's body is extinguished. In fact, the most popular theory about the Matrix film series is that it is an analogy to the life of Jesus. He dies, resurrects, and eventually sacrifices himself for the people. Just like Neo? If you keep thinking about this theory, Neo actually didn't die at all. He is just waiting for the moment of his return. Fascinating idea, isn't it? Those were our 4 theories on the plot and Neo's whereabouts. Do you have any other ideas on how things could continue? Feel free to write your thoughts down in the comments. To conclude, let's take a look at the production. As previously hinted at, The Matrix 4 was written and directed by Lana Wachowski, along with the successful authors Alexander Hammond and David Mitchell. As Reeves himself pointed out, the script resembles a love story and is intended to be a sort of wake-up call for the audience. Shooting of The Matrix 4 began in February 2020 and took mostly place in San Francisco as well as at Studio Babelsberg in Potsdam, Germany. Although it was temporarily halted after a few weeks due to the pandemic, filming finally ended in November of last year. The release date of the upcoming blockbuster is actually scheduled for this year on December 22nd, 2021. There you go again with our latest original. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so that you will always be up to date in the future. See you next time!